Hi, my name's Christina. I've not seen myself as Christina lately. I've seen myself as the labels people have presented me with, or the labels I've given myself. Those include lazy, selfish, sad, dumb, depressed. All of these comments were directed at either me or my depression. They really belittle the disorder and make it seem like nothing. I believe every young person should be informed about the true nature of depression, and more research should be put into the illness itself. I've had depression for 3 years. Symptoms usually include hopelessness, no concentration, sometimes insomnia, reckless behavior, loss of energy, loss of interest, negative thoughts, and persistent sadness. No medical professional that I've talked to has been able to give me a clear or specific cause for depression. Research for depression and bipolar illness received just 1/4 of the funding made possible for cancer research. 3 out of 5 people that I talked to about my depression see it as a weakness and or a situational problem, which isn't true. 1/4 of America sees it as a personal weakness, which again isn't true. Found a quick, short part of a definition from WebMD. More than just a bout of the blues, depression isn't a weakness and you can't simply snap out of it. A few quotes I found kind of sum it up in a deeper way. Stephen Fry said, "If you know someone who's depressed, please resolve never to ask them why. Depression isn't a straightforward response to a bad situation. Depression just is, like the weather." Barbara Kingsolver said, "There's no point treating a depressed person as though she were just feeling sad, saying, 'There now, hang on, you'll get over it.' Sadness is more or less like a head cold. With patience it passes. Depression is like cancer." Today I will be sharing the myths of depression, what, how, and why people should be informed about depression, and how and why more research should be conducted. Also, how people can utilize this information to help people with depression. Who has depression? Who knows someone who has depression? Who knows someone who knows someone who has depression? It's a very common mood disorder. We see suicides on the news all the time. It affects the masses, and knowledge of it can literally save lives. Just a few points to kind of express why I think it's so important to share information about depression and more research should be conducted. Depression worsens without understanding. So if you have a sufferer and they feel alone, they don't feel like anyone gets it, they're gonna feel alone. They become angry with the world, and this causes relationships to be ruined. And all of this together kind of leads to self-harm or suicide. Depression is harder to cure without proper knowledge. A lot of people are wrongly diagnosed or given the wrong medicine because the professionals just don't know exactly what's going on. Getting the cause of depression would really get to the root of the problem, which I feel would help cure it better. Depression can't be cured if someone doesn't know they have it. So if you have someone who feels alone, they don't know what's going on, they don't know what depression is, they are going to be angry with themselves and kind of misunderstand what's going on, and that also leads to self-harm and suicide. I believe grade schools should put on assemblies at least once a year to inform students, especially because this problem is becoming so prominent with this generation. People are cutting, all of that. I think information in the assemblies should be shared about symptoms, real life examples. There could be public speakers who have experienced it themselves, and most importantly, an explanation as to how and why depression is completely different from situational sadness, which a lot of people just don't understand. I also think these assemblies should put on fundraisers to aid research in the causes of depression specifically. For assemblies, I think students are more likely to reach out to their peers if they understand what the symptoms are. They'll maybe recognize that this person may have depression. I think the sufferers may reach out to their peers because they know that they're not alone. For fundraising, I think that students doing the fundraising and being associated with it, I think may find interest in the feel the psychology, more specifically depression, and be the future researchers of the causes of it. Knowledge can be spread about depression so easily through the fundraising because people come because it's fun and you can do things like bake sales, and then all of a sudden they're learning about depression. Some people may argue that this knowledge and information about depression is too hard for these kids to handle. I think that if that's the case, a waiver can be signed by a parent for the kid to go to the assembly, and if there's gory details such as a sufferer explaining that they almost killed themselves, I think those can be saved for the higher grades, such as high school. I spoke with you today about the true nature of depression and why it's so important for that to be shared and researched. It will really help kids reach out and be understood. I think it'll lessen suicide numbers and finally allow others to be diagnosed correctly and efficiently and cured correctly and efficiently. To make this a reality, talk to local school board members, set up a meeting, try to understand people who have depression. Go up to someone if they have depression, if they're open, get to know them. If you have depression, share your information with others. Look out for signs of depression in family and friends. Finally, find or create an organization that aims to dig deeper into the monster that depression is. Don't let a close family member, friend, or even yourself suffer alone. Most of all, don't let them be impacted by ignorant people who aren't informed. We see enough death in the world, and I think just by doing what I've suggested, why not? It can help a lot. I know I'm tired of suffering, and I have been too close to death myself. So I'm really glad to be able to share even a little bit of information with a small number of people about this deadly disorder and how we can kind of work with it. Thanks for your time.